Wouldn't it be cool if instead of you trying to flounder around and figure out what am I supposed to write, what is a keyword, and how am I supposed to use it, if there was a special tool you could use that not only tells you keywords and suggests ideas for keywords, but tells you how popular they are, how many people are searching for them each month so that you can get in on that conversation? Well, in today's Grow with Google webinar, I cover that and a lot more of the basics of building Google Ads. Here we go. So for those of you who are brand new and this is your first Grow with Google event, congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Really glad to have you here. My name is Bryan Caplan. I'm your dedicated trainer for the Grow with Google program. I've also been doing marketing for the better part of 15 years. Started with a startup that did email marketing and review management when no one knew what online reviews were. And then I started my agency just over 10 years ago. And we work with clients all over the map, all different types of industries and verticals. The big thing that I want you to get out of this slide is that you can connect and learn with me after the class by going to bryancaplan.com/go. So today we're going to start with a quick overview of how Google Ads work and what is online advertising. I'll walk you through the process of setting up your ads account and creating your first ad, and I'll show you 2 ways to create ad campaigns. Then we're going to cover some tips for creating better ads. I'm definitely going to be stopping and emphasizing some of those so that you get value. After that, we'll talk about how you can measure the success of your ad campaigns, and then I'll wrap the session by sharing a few more training resources, and I'm going to open it up to questions. So whether you're a small business or a large business, everybody's using Google Ads in order to appear on search results pages, web pages, videos, and even apps. So it's not just on the search results, there's a lot more. To connect with your target audience and get results, we want to be found online where potential customers can see us. Now, online advertising can be particularly effective when your potential customers are researching and shopping for the types of products and services you offer. We talk about something, and it was a term coined at Google. I want you to write this down before I show you this real fun video. So I want you to write this down: micro moments. Micro, M-I-C-R-O, moments, just like a moment in time. Micro moments. A micro moment is a moment in time when your potential customer needs to know, go, do, or buy. I'm going to say that again for you. A micro moment is a moment in time when your potential customer, the person that needs your products or services, realizes they need to know something, go somewhere, do something, or buy something. If we have ads, if we've built a solid foundation, we have a good website, we have good social media, we have a good way to get them in and start talking to them. If we start using ads, now we can hit people in their micro moments when they're really looking and exploring for our products and services. Let me give you an example. Now, many of you are from Missouri. If any of you are from the greater Boston area, you've probably seen a WB Mason truck. Or if you've gone to Fenway Park and you've actually watched the Red Sox, you've seen WB Mason. What I'm going to do is share a quick video with how WB Mason, I want you to pay attention. WB Mason was using a lot of traditional advertising, billboards and such. And then the pandemic hit. People weren't outside. How are they getting the name out? Let's watch and see how they did it.
WB Mason was founded in 1898 as a very small office supply company. When I got there, we were a delivery company that sold business supplies. And then we made this transition that we started to advertise on newspapers, billboards, flyers, and catalogs. And we were online, but we weren't advertising online. We were making ourselves available. If you wanted to find us, we're there, but we weren't searching for customers. They had to search for us. And then we ran into the pandemic. The next day, our billings were down 37%. On the third day, they were down over 60%. If we don't do something, we're going to go out of business.
During the shutdown, physical distancing prevented us from being in front of our customers, leaving our traditional ways of advertising to be less effective. Our customers were still shopping from their businesses, but instead of doing it from their offices, they were now doing it from their homes. Google Ads allowed us to put our products directly in front of both our current customers and new customers, and that nearly offset the complete loss of sales caused by the pandemic. To date, we have seen a 120% increase in first-time visitors referred by Google and captured a 50% increase on orders placed.
Google worked with us as a team, and they helped us improve how we functioned online. So we started to buy more keywords, and we started to spread it across all the different categories. And the bigger we got, the more business we got. All these people who work for us count on this job, and it's challenging to see if we can keep this old-time company with old-time values. Can we keep it relevant? It's not easy, but it can be done. But you need tools like Google to do it.
Now, born and raised south of Boston, you gotta really love Leo's Boston accent there. It's a very thick Boston accent. Many of us don't have it. I know you're gonna say park the car and have it yet. Here's the thing. If you paid attention, 60+% dip 2 days after the pandemic when everybody's going nuts. Many of us went through that. Fortunately, many of us have come out the other side, and hopefully we're getting stronger. Today, we're gonna talk about how we can use ads to get even stronger and get to that next level. Now, how often do you head over to Google to research a possible purchase? Maybe you just want to confirm that an item's in stock. While you're there, you might discover different products too. This happens all the time. You might say that people no longer go online, they live online. And that's not just a catchy phrase, it's what the data shows. In a 2019 study, almost half of surveyed shoppers said they used Google to discover new products, and more than half said they used Google to research their purchases. So we've actually come up with a term called the messy middle. I'm going to send out a link which just came out from Think with Google. It's really cool, and it tells you how people are exploring their products and services that they need and evaluating, basically narrowing down the options. For businesses like you that want to sell products and services, each search is an opportunity to connect with potential customers in their micro moment. So how do ads work on Google? It all starts when someone wants to know something, go somewhere, buy something, or do something. Micro moments. Let's imagine someone searching for a holiday gift for a friend. Okay, we have Father's Day coming up. She grabs whatever device is handy, computer, laptop, tablet, smartphone, visits google.com to search for an answer. Now, she's not sure what she's looking for, so she types in a word or phrase that describes what she might need. Gift for dad, gifts for him, fun gifts for dad, anything that she can type in. It's called a search query. And the one thing I want you to write down is search query. Search query. Query is spelled Q-U-E-R-Y. A search query is what the person searches and types into Google. So again, you might search for best gifts for dad. That's a search query. Or Father's Day gifts. That's a search query. So no matter what she's typing in, she determines what she's going to search and what she's typing in. Google shows a search results page, a list of websites and info resources that are related to the search, including relevant ads. Ads are chosen by an advertising auction. It basically runs in real time. Imagine those auctions that you've ever seen if you've watched Storage Wars or any of those where they're bidding in real time and they got the fast talking auctioneer. Same kind of thing, except it's happening in milliseconds, and Google is determining the auction winner and displaying it on the search engine results page. Whether or not a particular ad is offered to the customer depends on how the ad was set up, including its bid or how much the advertiser is willing to pay, and also the advertiser's budget. We'll talk more about that. The bid is the maximum amount an advertiser would pay for a click. So when we're talking about the bid, you might say, hey, for someone to come to my site and go to this specific product page, I'm willing to pay $1 for that person to come. That's your bid. The amount of the bid and the budget isn't the only factor that determines if an ad is shown to a particular searcher. Systems are also considering the ad's quality. In other words, a high quality ad with a lower bid and smaller budgets can also get good visibility. So if you write a good ad, you can show up, even if you have a smaller bid. If the searcher sees something in the results that looks like a good fit, she clicks on it to learn more. If she clicks an ad, she's directed to a page on the advertiser's website. And if she searches from a smartphone and there's a phone number associated, she can click to initiate a call right to your store. So that's basically how ads work in a nutshell. Now there's many different ad formats. So we have options. We have text ads, image ads, shopping ads, dynamic search ads, call only ads, and video ads. Don't worry, we're not going over all of them today. There's a lot to go over, but we're only going to keep it to text ads. Text ads you are very familiar with. Whenever you land on the Google search engine results page, so you type in a query, you press go or press enter, you're seeing something like this that has the little ad box right here, and it's denoted so people know that it's a paid ad, paid placement, and then it's, talking about information. Text ads can appear on Google search results page and also across the display network. The display network are partner websites that show Google ads. Okay, in this screenshot, you can see what a text ad looks like with the headline, description, and we'll go into all of that. You may have heard of the terms PPC or CPC. They stand for pay per click and cost per click. So PPC is pay per click, you're paying per click, and CPC is cost per click. Text ads on Google search use a PPC pricing model. You're paying per click. This means advertisers pay for ad clicks. Not simply if you appear are you paying, only if someone clicks and or calls. Now there's other types of bidding options like impressions, cost per 1,000 impressions, or cost per view on video ads. Today, just to keep it simple because we're learning the basics, we'll focus on pay per click. Of course, if you've come to any of my sessions before, you know you got to be logged in. In order to create a Google ad, you need a Google account. If you don't have one, there's a URL in the bottom left corner. Most likely you do if you're using Gmail, if you have Google Workspace, or if you've ever created a document in Google Drive, you have a Google account. To start, to set up ads, you're going to go to g.co/ads. Simply, g.co/ads. When you get to that page, click the button labeled Start Now. Just so you know, there's no fees to set up an account. There's no startup fee, there's no cancellation fee, there's no minimum commitment, and no contract. You could literally turn on an ad today, turn it off tomorrow, and be fine. You're only going to pay for how many people click on that ad. With pay-per-click, I'm going to call it PPC from now on, you only pay if someone expresses interest in your ad by clicking on it. You're not going to pay for people who aren't interested. So that means you're paying for results, and it's easier to measure your success. If your ad isn't giving you the results you want, you can pause it, edit it, or cancel it. You're only, again, going to pay for the clicks that already happened. When you first open your ads account, Google will take you through the steps to set up what's called a smart campaign. Smart campaigns are Google's solution for small businesses. So smart campaigns use Google's technology to automate campaign management to help reach business goals. In this screenshot, you'll see Google Ads will ask you a question such as, what's your main advertising goal? And we give you several options. Do you want to get more calls? Do you want to get more website sales or signups? Do you want to get more visits to your physical location? To start, select one of those three goals. If you have more than one, then you can create another ad. So in this one, let's say that we're going to click on get more website sales or signups. Fine. If you want to get more phone calls, you would create a new ad and choose the get more calls goal. Next, you're just going to pop in the business information. So this is going to be your business name. Then you'll enter in the website. So this is your main website. This might not be your website's homepage. In this case, it is the Spice House. Ideally, a click on an ad would take a searcher directly to the most relevant web page. Here's where I'm going to give you a tip, so please write this down. If you're using ads, you can send people to your homepage. However, if you're sending people to your homepage, let's say that we're talking about Father's Day gifts, okay? If you have a whole bunch of products, you have stuff for all different occasions. You have graduation gifts, you have July 4th gifts, you have Father's Day gifts. Your homepage most likely shows all those different products. If you're advertising for a Father's Day gift, but you bring me to a page where I'm seeing 4th of July and graduates and all that stuff, what you've just done is you've set an expectation for me, but you haven't delivered on it. What you've really done is you've confused me. And if you confuse me, you lose me. The confused mind does not purchase. So here's my recommendation. If you're creating an ad, and again, we're just using Father's Day as an example, it could be any widget, pepperoni pizzas, massages, whatever, Father's Day gifts. And then I want you in this page where it says your website to actually put in the page on your website that talks about Father's Day gifts, that shows me #1 dad mugs and shirts and all that kind of stuff. So if you set an expectation in your ad that you're selling Father's Day gifts, bring me to a page that sells Father's Day gifts. That way there's no disconnect. I'm not confused. I'm more likely to purchase. Next, you'll write a text ad. Now, in this slide, you can see the form you fill out. Basically, it's clearly labeled headlines, descriptions. It actually gives you an automatic word count that lets you know how much space you have, and an image displays a sample ad next to the form. During the setup, you're going to write one ad. Later, you have options to create ad variations. You also have the option to add a clickable phone number that can help searchers on smartphones connect directly by initiating a call from your ad. If you are at a storefront and you have the phone and you do some sales through the phone, or you have someone that can answer the phone, definitely add your phone number. We're going to talk more about writing effective ads a little later. Now, in smart campaigns, you'll be asked to select keyword themes. These themes should be related to the product or service being advertised. The system's automatically going to suggest themes for you, and you can turn them off if they're not a good fit. You can also add more themes. There may be a suggestion to choose from again. Remember, the theme here should match the message in your ad, not necessarily everything your business has to offer. So again, we're bringing it back to Father's Day ads. If that's part of the theme, Father's Day ads, or Father's Day gifts, dad gifts, things like that, great. Those would be the themes of the keywords we want to see. We wouldn't want to include our July 4th, our, Labor Day, our all those kinds of things, even going into Thanksgiving and all those. Not everything that describes your business, just the specific ad or the type of product you're trying to sell. Next, select the geographic location where your ads are eligible to appear. Now, Google Ads gives you a variety of options. You could add zip codes, cities, regions, or a radius around an address. On this slide, the screenshot shows how typing in an address will put it up in Google Maps. It'll pull it up, and then you'll see a snapshot that you can use to help specify a location. If using the radius, you can target from 3 to 40 miles around the location. You can adjust these settings later. Now, some businesses may want to target people in other locations. Google Ads allows you to show ads to people in other states, cities, regions, or zip codes, even if they're far away from your business. After that, you're going to set your budget. You'll choose a daily average budget. Your average daily budget is the average amount you could spend each day. Now, here's where I get a lot of questions, right? What you're doing here is you're ultimately setting a maximum monthly budget. When you're starting out with Google Ads, and I'll tell you because I've coached a lot of small businesses through this, have a number that you're comfortable with. It might be $150 a month. You might have more money in your marketing budget and do $250 or $300 a month. You can see here, you can select a daily budget that's recommended for you, or you can enter your own budget. Now, based on what budget you type in, Google is going to estimate how many daily clicks you can expect. It's based on the theme or the product that you were talking about, the keywords that you're choosing. And it's basically it's based on your geography as well. So Google is automatically taking the guessing out of it. It's saying, hey, if you spent $10 average per day, you can expect 15 to 26 daily clicks. And notice here, you're only paying for clicks. You can change your budget at any time, and you can pause your ads at any time. Okay, so we just went through a very quick process. To finish, you'll have an opportunity to review your campaign settings, make any changes. You'll be asked to pop in your payment information and set up an optional conversion tracking. We'll talk about that. So you can review your campaign at any time. And you can make changes, you can add a layer on some additional options, maybe you can schedule your ads. A great example is this, and I want you guys to write in the questions box. Do any of you think that you would do an ad where someone would have to contact you during business hours? So type in hours if you would create an ad where you want someone to either come to the store or call you on the phone. Type in hours. And here they come. So if you're considering an ad where you want people to contact you or come to your storefront during hours, there's something called ad scheduling. You can pick the days of the week and the times of the day when your ads are eligible to appear. So if you're closing at 6 o'clock, your ads wouldn't show at 6:01. You've set that schedule. Really helpful. So you're going to want to write down ad scheduling. Very useful if you don't want your ad showing during hours when you're closed or nights and weekends. The campaign we just set up, again, is called a smart campaign. Some advertisers with more experience may choose to use expert mode. Expert mode offers the full range of Google Ads features, campaign types, past just text. While it gives advertisers a more complete control over their bidding strategies, it also requires more complex management. This is why, for beginners, we recommend just using smart campaigns. Just to give you an idea, with expert mode, you can create search campaigns, display campaigns where you have an image, video campaigns, campaigns on apps, and shopping campaigns. Quite a bit. The chart on this slide compares smart campaigns with search created in expert mode. Both campaigns show ads in the same places on Google. It's just how much you're putting into it. If you feel confident and competent, by all means, go into expert mode. For some of our clients, we've done that too. But if you're just starting out, getting your toes wet and want to see how it works, I would use smart campaigns because it's easier for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the workshop, we're focusing on text ads today. So I just showed you how to create an ad using smart campaigns. Pretty simple and easy. Now I'm going to show you how to use expert mode to create a text ad that will show up in Google search. Again, this is more involved. Don't get overwhelmed, but just know this is an option for you as you kind of cut your teeth a little bit. To switch from smart campaign to expert mode, you're going to basically go through the same process to create a new campaign. If you started a smart campaign but didn't complete it, you may have to click the back button a couple times to the start a new ad page. You're going to click on switch to expert mode right here. That's going to bring you into expert mode. When you're in expert mode, start at the all campaigns page and you're going to click on new campaign. You're going to select a goal. Then you need to select a campaign type. So to create a standard search campaign, you'd click the option labeled search as shown in the screenshot. If you're here and you decide you'd rather create another smart campaign, click on the express option. So if you get here, you're brave and you want to get into the expert mode, and then you say, oh, wait a second. That's okay. You can go back, no problem. You're just going to click on the express option to go back to smart campaign mode. Once you get used to setting up ads, you're going to want some strategies to improve them. Remember, you can always edit an ad, and I highly recommend you do. Really what it is looking at your ad, creating it, measuring the performance. How many times are we showing up? How many clicks are we getting? And then tweaking it so that you can get more and more clicks. The name of the game here is to tweak it so that people engage with you. They want to buy from you. So earlier on, I showed you the process of writing your ad really quick. Here's a bit more information about that. Headlines appear at the top of your ad. They can be up to 30 characters. You get 3 headlines, you have a total of 90 characters. Your headlines and other parts of your ad, including extensions, may show in different configurations. Basically, when I say configuration, they show differently. So they might show one way or another based on the device that a potential customer is using. If they're on a computer, they might see more. If they're on a phone, they might see less. They might see something different. Or Google Ads may predict that showing something a certain way will improve your performance. So the cool thing is you have AI or artificial intelligence. Basically, Google's system is figuring out and optimizing what's working, what's driving more clicks, It's going to do more of that so that you can get more interested shoppers to your site, at your place of business, or on the phone. Now, your ad's description line appear below the display URL. They can be up to 90 characters. You get 2 description lines for a total of 180 characters. Just so you know, a character is a letter, a number, a space, or a punctuation mark. A letter, a number, a space, or a punctuation mark. Okay? So you have a total of 180 characters with your description. In this screenshot, you see a visual representation of what your ad will look like as you're filling out the text. So over here, we have our different headlines. We see them showing up here. Then we have the description. We see it showing up here. So we're actually getting an idea of what it's going to look like. Now, like the title and description and other parts of your ad, they may show again in different configurations. So just know that you're writing in your content, you're writing in your headlines and your descriptions. Google's going to show them in different ways to try to get the most clicks. The final URL is the page on your website that people will reach after clicking your ad. Remember, I told you it doesn't have to be your homepage. If you're selling dad gifts, send them to the dad gifts page. If you're selling gluten-free pizzas, send them to the gluten-free pizza page. A certain kind of massage, restorative, Swedish massage, deep pressure, send them to that page. Set an expectation, deliver on it. One thing I will tell you, where you are paying for clicks, okay, and where someone may see your ad once, twice, 5 times, 10 times, a best practice that I've seen, you're going to want to write this down, you have 3 headlines. One of your headlines can include your business name. So you might type in something like Best Dad Gifts or Dad Gifts Warehouse, if that's the name. If you're a yoga studio, your name might be Honest Soul Yoga. You're going to put in as one of your headlines, Honest Soul Yoga. So what it's doing is it's showing your brand name, your business name, again and again and again. The more people see that brand name, the more they pick it up. Even if it's subtle, they're still picking it up. So they're going to start synonymizing Honest Soul Yoga or dadgiftswarehouse.com with the idea of dad gifts or yoga or whatever. So just consider, not that you have to do it, but a best practice I've seen, use one of the headlines and incorporate your business name in there. So it's important to focus on showcasing the most relevant, compelling information in your ad. With a promotion and a call to action for your potential customers, it's going to encourage clicks. A great ad highlights what makes your product or service unique. So you might want to include prices, promotions, and exclusives. Empower customers to take action. Include at least one of your keywords. Try using the words you or your to connect. I will tell you, with 15 years of marketing, the words you or your, some of the most powerful and impactful words you can use in marketing, because you're connecting right with the consumer in their micro moment. You're speaking directly to them. If you've ever heard with them, what's in it for me? Use the word you or your to tell them what's in it for them. And when we're talking about calls to action, right? Inspire action, call now, order today, shop now, sign up now. You're telling them to do something right now. Include a call to action. Use an action word, a verb, call, order, shop, click, whatever it is. Now, for help writing more effective ads, go to g.co/textadtips. The other thing, check and recheck and proofread your spelling and grammar. Typos look unprofessional. It can hurt your campaign. And the reason being, if you have a typo or a misspelling, what that tells a consumer is that you don't have attention to detail. Now you're giving the consumer kind of a runway to kind of fly with their thoughts and make impressions of you. We want a good first impression, especially on digital where they can go anywhere. There's no switching cost. They can buy from you. They can buy from another vendor down the street or online somewhere else. So make sure you're proofreading, because it does demonstrate an attention to detail. We want to have good spelling and grammar. Here's a few more ways to improve your ads. If you're in expert mode, create very specific target audiences and ad groups. You want to include keywords that directly relate to the specific theme of your ad, your website, your product or service, so it's easy for your target audience to find. If you're creating smart campaigns, Google takes care of the keywords for you. I'll talk more about keywords in a minute. No matter what version of ads you're using, you want to create simple, enticing ads that stand out from the competition by offering solutions to customers' pain points, by giving them promotions or unique features. Remember again, micro moments. We find ourselves in these all the time. I'm so hungry, I'm angry, it's hangry. I'm looking for a place to eat. Hey, if you have an ad and you're a pizza place, I might go to you. If my car breaks down and I need a mechanic, or I've had this happen, my boiler room all of a sudden started flooding. It's flooded 7 times in the past 3 months. Finally figured it out, but I had to go on and look in a micro moment, had to look for a plumbing professional, had 5 of them out, paid through the nose for them, but those were micro moments. So your customers are having micro moments. You want to make sure that you're creating ads that speak to them and also solve their pain points. Use a strong call to action that encourages users to click on the ad, helps them understand what they can do once they reach your website. For example, click here to save 20%. Call us for your free consultation. Come on in for your free session. You want to test out multiple ads. The name of the game with digital marketing, of course, it's measuring. If you're not measuring, you're not marketing. But more so, you need to try different things. Remember back to the WB Mason video. Listen, they could have just kept going with billboards and newspaper ads and catalogs and magazines. They're trying out different things. Now, through a platform like Google Ads or really any digital marketing, they can put one ad and test it against another. As a marketer, you're part artist, part mad scientist. You want to be testing things. So you always want to be testing and seeing what's working, what's not. You could have a different offer or a different call to action, and then see how that affects your click-through rate or how many times people click. Also, you want to regularly review your campaign performance. If you're putting in the money, if you're investing this marketing budget when it could go somewhere else, you want to make sure that whatever you're paying in to Google Ads, you're getting a return on your investment. You've got to be measuring it. You're going to get reports from Google Ads, but I also want you to create a reminder for yourself on your phone or a calendar appointment for yourself to go in and actually dive through, whether it's with your team, your marketing coach or consultant, anything, a business coach. You want to be looking through it to see if you're actually getting that return and your ads are working for you. If you create smart campaigns, you can take advantage of the keyword themes. These themes, they're going to help the system automatically generate keywords for your campaigns. They're called search phrases, and that determines when your ads should appear. Cool thing is search phrases are automatically generated based on the selected keyword themes. That's why it's so important to choose accurate keyword themes so your ads can appear for the right customers. You see some search phrases that were created for the advertiser on here. Essential spices, Chicago spices, specialty spices, fenugreek, ground pepper, salt, pepper. So we can actually, as you see with these search phrases, turn them on or off. And Google is estimating the impressions and how many clicks we're going to get. So if there are certain ones where salt, that's a very general one, there's a lot of people that have salt. I mean, there's Lowry's and all the other salt companies where you go to the grocery store, or pepper. Maybe that's not what we're looking for. Ground pepper, specialty spices, we want to show up for that. So you can actually toggle them on and off. Really impactful for getting in front of the customer when they need a specific product. Now, also, as you see, this is going to determine basically search phrases you need to match for the searcher's query. That's called a match type. It also determines how much of your budget should be allocated to an individual click. That's called the bid. Remember, you're going to bid a certain amount to get that click. With smart campaigns, you can't add additional search phrases, but you can remove them as I showed you. So again, you're going to do these different keyword themes, and then Google will provide you with the search phrases that make sense for your product or service. If you're building a search campaign ad in expert mode, you'll use keywords, not search phrases. So keywords are not created automatically. You must create and manage the keywords that can trigger ads. Again, this is in expert mode only. Here's a tip that can help you create an effective keyword list. It's called implementing match types. Match types control how precisely the search query needs to match your keyword. So the default, and I'm going to go through this, the default is called a broad match. Google Ads automatically run your ads on related variations of your keywords, including synonyms, misspellings, and many other related searches. So that might include, things that may not contain the keyword terms. If you want to be more restrictive on what search queries can trigger your ads, you might want to try a phrase match. So phrase match, ads may show on searches that match this phrase or close variations. A phrase match keyword is surrounded by quotation marks, as you can see. With phrase match, you can show your ad to customers who are searching for your exact keyword and or close variants of your exact keyword with additional words before or after. Phrase match is more targeted than default broad match, but more flexible than the third option, which is exact match. Exact match keywords are surrounded by square brackets, the staples. With exact match, you can show your ad to customers who are searching for your exact keyword or close variants of your exact keyword. Close variants include searches for keywords with the same meaning as the exact keywords, regardless of spelling or grammar similarities between the query and the keyword. Of the 4 keyword matching options, exact match gives you the most control over who sees your ad and can result in a higher click-through rate, also known as CTR. Finally, negative keywords. Negative keywords let you exclude search terms from your campaigns. So if you don't want something to show up, so for instance, we're advertising spices. We're not trying to advertise when people type in Spice Girls. So we're going to do a negative or a minus in front of the word girls. That's a negative keyword. That means if someone's typing in Spice Girls, our ads won't show up. To find keywords for your search campaign, you can use a really cool tool called Keyword Planner. It's a free tool. Once you create your Google Ads account, you'll have access to it. I use this all the time. Whether we're trying to figure out keywords for clients or we're building ads, we use Keyword Planner. So it's free. It helps you discover keywords related to your business, and you can see an estimate of the searches they receive and the cost to target them. The searches they receive, just so you understand, how many people on average are searching for that term each month. Here's an example. Herbs and spices, 10 to 100 people on average are searching for that term, whereas spice websites or order spices getting anywhere from 100 to 1,000 searches per month, okay? So it's giving you an idea of how popular it is and also how much it would potentially cost for you to buy an ad, what you would be paying per click or your bid. Now, if again, this is in expert mode, so just so you know, if you're doing smart campaigns, you can passively listen, but this won't affect you. Ad extensions show extra business information with your ad, like an address, phone number, store rating, or more web page links. You can see this in the screenshot here. In smart campaigns, these get set up automatically, so you don't have to worry about them. If you're creating a search campaign in expert mode, you can add more extensions: price extensions, promotion extensions, structured snippet extensions, app extensions, automated extensions. Just so you know, in this class, because it's basics, I'm not going to go into those. If you have questions about them, you'll get an email after. You can write to me and you can ask. I'm also going to share some resources with you so you can learn more about Google Ads in expert mode. But just for the sake of the class, I'm not going to go into these and won't be answering questions on the webinar. The last part of your ad process is measuring the success of your campaigns. If you're not measuring, you're not marketing, there's no point in spending your money. When we first set up ads, we talked about having a goal for each ad or campaign. So, what are the goals for your ads? Do you want people to click? Do you want them to call? Do you want them to be coming in? Do they take a certain action? Whenever you're creating ads, I want you to keep that goal top of mind so that you can evaluate your ad performance. Now, some people might say, I get a lot of clicks, but no one bought the product. So the ad doesn't work. You've got to understand ads are lead generation tools. If people click on the ad worked. If no one bought anything, that means there might be a disconnect between what the ad promised and the website actually produces. Remember, set an expectation, deliver on it. So again, if you're selling Father's Day gifts and you're sending me to a page that has 4th of July, dads and grads, all these different things, you've confused me. The confused mind does not purchase. Set that expectation with your ad, deliver them to a page that meets the expectation of that ad. After your ad starts running, you can view reports that show the ad's performance. Now, to interpret reports, you're going to need to understand some terminology. Let me explain these. Impressions. This is how often your ad is shown. An impression is counted each time your ad is shown on a search result page or another site on the Google network. Each time your ad appears on Google or the Google network, it's counted as one impression. Now again, in this case, you're not paying per impression. Your ad could show up 1,000 times, 2,000 times, 10,000 times. We're really concentrating on clicks. If we're getting clicks, then the ad is successful. When someone clicks on your ad, like on the blue headline of a text ad, then Google Ads counts that as a click. Impressions and clicks combined help learn another important term, which is called click-through rate. Click-through rate tells you how many people who have seen your ad end up clicking on it. So if your ad is shown 1,000 times, but only one person clicks on it, your click-through rate is 1 divided by 1,000. That's not great. However, if your ad shows 1,000 times, you get 100 clicks, that's a good click-through rate. That's 10%. That's 100 clicks divided by 1,000 impressions, 10%. So we want to be thinking about click-through rate. How effective are our ads? Are they getting people to click where we need them to? Finally, a conversion is an action that's counted when someone interacts with your ad or your free product listing and then takes the action that you've defined as the goal of your ad. Let me just kind of make that simpler. Someone clicks, you bring them to a page where they want to buy dad gifts, they actually buy a dad gift, that's a conversion. Someone clicks and they join your email marketing list and take part in your promotion or your drawing, that's a conversion. Someone clicks and fills out your contact form, that's a conversion. It doesn't always have to be a sale, but it's an important activity, your desired outcome that you're trying to drive people to do. Your conversions really depend on your website, the experience you're providing, and how you're telling people to act after they've hit the website. With Google Ads, you can measure conversions using a feature called conversion tracking. Now, Smart Campaigns offer simplified reports. You're going to see impressions, clicks, calls, and conversions, which are optional. On this screenshot, you see a Smart Campaign, what it looks like, and just a few reported details in a very easy to read format. This is like an at a glance kind of balance sheet snapshot. We've got 1,000 impressions, 100 clicks, 5 calls to your business. So you're getting a very basic idea of what you've done, how much you've spent, $150 spent all time, how many people are seeing it or how often your ad's shown, how many people clicked, how many calls. If you've created search campaigns in expert mode, you're going to get more detailed reporting. You'll see ad groups, ads, landing pages, keywords, demographics, and more. It's a whole lot more. Again, if you're just starting out, which many of you were just saying at the beginning, about 2/3 of you were saying, how do I get started? Expert mode is something you want to grow into. It's not where you're going to start because you're going to get a lot of information. And I've seen this. Small business owners get overwhelmed. You get that analysis paralysis. Think about if you've ever gone to a restaurant and you have this menu. You thought maybe it was 1 or 2 pages. You open it up, it's like 20 pages with all these items. And you're like, I just wanted eggs and bacon. Now there's 20 different kinds of eggs Benedict. I don't know what to get. Confused mind does not purchase. In your case, the confused mind does not make marketing decisions. So you just want basic information to start and grow from there. Finally, when you first set up your Google Ads account, you'll have the option to link your Google Analytics. Write this down, please. If you have a website, you need to install Google Analytics. I'm going to say that again. 15 years in marketing. I'm telling you right now, if you have a website, you want and need to install Google Analytics. I'm going to tell you about analytics in a second, but basically analytics helps measure what's going on your website if you're being successful. Think about this. Google Ads, if you've ever watched a track meet and you've seen the 4x4 relay, 3 runners go around. The third runner is just like Google Ads. Someone's interested, they click on your ad. The third runner hands the baton to the anchor, the fourth runner. The anchor just shoots, sprints off, sprinting towards the finish line. The anchor of the fourth runner is Google Analytics. It's telling you what happened with that baton pass and if you're actually getting to the finish line. You want to install Google Analytics. By linking your Google Ads account to Analytics, it lets you see the full customer cycle, from how users interact with your marketing, an example, seeing your ad impressions or clicking on an ad, to how they finally complete the goals you've set for them, making a purchase, consuming content, filling out a contact form, joining your mailing list, whatever it is. When you link these two, you'll have the ability to see ad performance data in Google Ads reports in your analytics. To get started with analytics, you go to g.co/analytics. Google Analytics is free, it's web-based, and again, if you have a website, you want to do it. We have a class on Google Analytics. I'm going to be sending you an email afterwards that has a link to my events page. Definitely consider signing up and joining me for that class where you can learn how to make better decisions for your business using Google Analytics. Okay, so a quick recap, some resources, and then I saw you have questions. I'm going to open it up to them. Let's kind of walk through this. Text ads are a good starting point, but there are many other opportunities for you to showcase your products and services. This slide illustrates the complexity of a consumer's online journey. Different people need different touch points before they're ready to use your products or services. Remember, at the beginning, I talked to you about this idea of what we call the messy middle. A consumer may need, on average, over 100 or 140 touch points before they're going to buy your product. It's not as simple as they go online, they see your website, they buy. Now they're going to see your website, they might click to view your product. Then they're going to open a new tab and type in product reviews for this specific product. Then they're going to open up YouTube and watch a video. How easy is it to set up? What are the reviews for it? Then they're going to look at customer feedback. Then they're going to want to go to your social media and fill you out. Then they're going to want to maybe join your email list and see what you've got. They're going to want to see all these different things. It's not linear. So you need to understand, here's a good one. You need a gift for a friend. It's a foodie friend, okay? We search, we're looking for gift ideas. Then we're reading online reviews. We discover a YouTube channel with great recipes. Great. Now, if you've ever seen this, let me just type in, if you've ever found yourself in this situation where you go online for one thing and then you're totally distracted, type in distracted. If all of a sudden you have 5 different tabs open, you're all over the place when you just needed to get something for a foodie friend. The next thing, so you open up a YouTube channel, you see great recipes on there, then you visit a website that sells an essential spice collection. Great. Now you might have seen that, then you're going to open it up again, maybe on mobile, maybe on a tablet, something like that. You save it, you bookmark it for later, open it up again. Then you're going to watch a video, how to spice up mac and cheese. Then you're going to go back and search to see if there's a retail store nearby. That's where you're using Google Business Profile, or you're looking for businesses that are local on Google Search and Maps. Oh, and then you sign up for their email list. So you get an email. As you check your email, you see a BOGO coupon, score. Now you're going to use that code. It's not linear. People are looking in different ways. The whole name of the game here, as I said at the beginning of this, is to have a good digital foundation. A good website with good keywords and SEO practices. Maybe you're going to have a YouTube channel, which I highly recommend. Maybe you're setting up social media. Maybe you have an email marketing program where you're sending them emails to get them in the fold and get them buying. All of these things are going to play in and interact with your consumers at different points to help get them to that finish line, to help get them to buy your products and services. And I see a whole bunch of you typed in distracted. If you really want to become an expert at Google Apps for Business, I want you to visit Skillshop. It was formerly known as Academy for Ads. Skillshop is a one-stop training center for everyone who uses Google professional tools and solutions. In order for me to be a presenter and speaker on behalf of Grow with Google, I had to go in here and get certified. So you can get certified yourself. Google Ads, YouTube, Google My Business, really cool, all free, g.co/skillshop. If not for Grow with Google, we wouldn't be here. You can get a whole bunch more resources at google.com/grow. Just so you understand, Grow with Google is an initiative that helps people prepare for work. I just taught a class earlier today on powering your job search with Google tools. Helps you maybe find jobs, and for you guys, grow your businesses. We also work with teachers, startups, developers, a lot of good resources at google.com/grow. And I want to open it up to questions. Now, here's the thing. A couple of things that I have for you. One, if you want to continue learning with me, I've created the Bigger Better Biz channel on YouTube. You can search for it or just go to youtube.com/biggerbetterbiz. A lot of free learning on there, courses, and even we have something that are called blueprint strategy sessions where I will sit with a business owner for 30 minutes or more. We record the session and we go through their marketing to figure out what's working, what's not, and what are opportunities that they can grasp that will help them get to that next level and grow a bigger, better business. You can also learn and connect with me by going to bryancaplan.com/go. If you got value out of today's session, can you just simply type in the word value into the questions box? If you have a question, there are a lot of folks in this room. If you do have a question, can you please copy and paste it in? Because I have a whole bunch of questions in the question box, but I want to make sure I get to each of them. So just copy and paste your questions in. I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Okay, Nancy has two questions. Does Google offer free or reduced ads to start and/or once you've achieved certain volume? So Nancy, simple answer to that is no, but that's where Google offers you flexible budgets. So for someone that's just starting out, you would use smart campaigns, and then you would set your budget maybe at $5 a day. Choose a budget that you're comfortable with. If you did $5 a day and you're advertising 30 days, that's $150 a month. Most of us can probably find $150 for our business somewhere to put it in there. If not, maybe that you're going to do a shorter campaign span. So you're going to do $5 a day for 10 days and it's $50. Are Google ads more effective if the browser is Chrome? Not that I know of. Value, 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 value. You always present well. Thank you, Ruth. Of course, value is always. Muchísimas gracias, Helen. Value, value, Lisa. Awesome. Very high value. Will this information be available to us afterwards to review again? Yeah, so since you stayed, guess what? I recorded the session. I'm going to turn it into a YouTube video. I will share that with you. You will be getting a post-event wrap-up email within the next couple hours. You'll be able to watch that video. You can pause it, put things into action. There's a lot of good content that we had in this class, so you'll be able to do that. The only thing I ask you is please don't share it because the content of this class changes, and I want to make sure I have the most up-to-date content when I teach this class again. Value, thank you, Mike. Martha, are ads worth it for nonprofits? So if you are a 501c3 nonprofit, I want you to look up the Google grant for nonprofits. Just go to Google and type in Google grant for nonprofits. If you're a 501c3 registered, official, verified organization. If so, Google has some great opportunities to help you grow your nonprofit, including free ads budget and other things. So you're gonna just go onto Google and type in Google grant for nonprofits. That being said, I've seen a lot of nonprofits that have really succeeded with Google ads, especially if they understand their stakeholders better. They know their donors and they're hitting them. They know their volunteers and they're hitting them. Maybe they need certain people that are going to benefit, beneficiaries of the nonprofit. So to answer your question, yes. If you look at it from a strategic way and you really think about how you can attract donors, volunteers, and beneficiaries, you're definitely going to see some value from Google Ads. My pleasure, Helen. You're awesome, Robin. Very beneficial. By the way, I'm a real estate agent. Any specifics you recommend for my industry? Okay, Robin, you're in a very saturated industry. It depends on where you are in the country. Can you tell me what state you're in? Or if you give me your city and state, I can get a better idea. But I'll tell you some general best practices. One, if you're doing an ad, what I would recommend, and something that you can add to your pre-listing packet, or basically your pre-listing presentation when you go to a homeowner that wants to sell, you can say that, hey, I'm going to be promoting your house or your direct listing on my website. So one thing is you can create ads for their specific address or their listing. Another thing you could do, especially in this crazy market, no matter where you are in the country, we're seeing, I just read an article that a man that had a $170,000 house in Pennsylvania has people calling him incessantly with offers $100,000 over the value of his house. And he's like, I'm not selling. I've had this house for 50 years, but it's just a crazy, crazy market. One thing that people are looking for and interested in, how much is my home worth? So for realtors, you have a CMA, a comparative market analysis, right? So link them to whatever tool you use to give them a valuation of their home. Use that as an ad. Hey, check out how much your house is worth in this hot market, because that's going to be a great way for them to basically give you their information and learn more about the value of their house. Another thing, maybe for all of you, I'm going to tell you. So no matter what industry you're in, a great way to use ads and to get people to join your mailing list or to fill out a contact form is by creating a lead magnet. A lead magnet. So a lead magnet might be an ebook. It might be a simple slideshow. It might be a Google Doc that's a few pages long that's answering the frequently asked questions you get. Maybe for a realtor, it's, hey, here's 10 tips to stage your home so that you get the most, you get top dollar for your listing. Those are all things you can create with Google Docs or Google Slides, and then you have people sign up. And if they sign up, they're giving you their contact information, they're joining your mailing list, and now you're sending them something of value. What you're doing is you're actually establishing thought leadership. You're a professional, you're an expert in the industry, and people will want to work with you. So to answer your question, Robin, you can do those things. And once you set up something like that, you just have an ad that sends to that specific page. So think about what are the common questions you get, or the common things, the common processes or tasks that you're doing to win a client, and then send a client to that space on your site. You're very welcome, Jane. Thank you for attending. You are welcome. This is the best. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Here's one I see from Shirley. Do the search words also help with SEO? So yes, I had showed you the keyword planner. The keyword planner, as I said, Google is estimating the average amount of search traffic, how much people are searching, and that's for that specific keyword. So, for buy spices online, they might be searching 1,000 times a month. Well, that's also giving you a good idea of how you can create page titles and descriptions for your website, and also maybe write blog posts and things like that. So the keyword planner gives you a very good idea of keywords you can use, not just in your ads, but also in your content, in your web pages, in your blog posts. Definitely a great strategy. I won't dive too much into it because it goes off the rails here. But yes, keyword planner is your best friend when it comes to creating content and finding out what works. You're very welcome, Shannon. Thank you for joining us. Okay, everyone. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Hey, again, keep an eye out for an email. You'll be getting it from GoToWebinar. It will have some links that I mentioned today, and I'll have a link for you to join me at future events. I'd love to have you back. I want you to keep learning with me. Until then, stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, and here's to your success. We'll see you soon. So there you go. Another Grow with Google class in the books. Hopefully this class brought you value. You're welcome to join me at future classes and register for free by going to bryancaplan.com/events. I hope to see you soon. Until then, stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, and here's to your success.